Nongoma needs a type of a leader who will stop the brain drain by creating jobs that will mirror the graduate skills so that they do not see the need to leave. They need a leader who will restructure the system of income generation, meaning that the trend of the locals relying on the government for income instead of jobs and entrepreneurship must decline. Cities get wealthy by making things and finding a lucrative market for them, and this is possible if we get entrepreneurship right as well. But this is not the mindset of a typical Nongoma official. Instead, what Nongoma officials prioritize is hosting extravagant rallies and hiring Maskani artists for large sums of money. But I just want to quickly check the out of order index by News24 released in late 2021. It was found that Nongoma, along with 42 other municipalities, is to blame for the 26 billion rand that was squandered in that period, with a score of 30 over 100 out of 42 municipalities in KZN. That's just deplorable and so out of order. 45% of Nongoma's operating budget was spent irregular. Why is there such massive reckless spending when the town does not even have a single traffic light, when the town looks like an 18th century Bulgarian flea market? There is livestock roaming around, defecating on the streets. Do not even get me started on the fact that they only allocate 2% of the operating budget to maintenance. That means that the same people that mismanage public funds of up to 45% of the operating budget are allocating themselves 50% of that budget. This is sheer unadulterated garbage. It does not make any sense economically, morally, and in developmental terms, because over 60% of Nongoma residents are poor. It just doesn't sound right when you are the least performing person, yet 50% of the budget goes towards paying your salaries. This reveals a sad reality for me and for all of Nongoma's residents, that the road to prosperity is either a pipe dream or a long one. We don't suffer from any turbulent political activities such as coup or riots or regular demonstrations. There is no serious crime or any major blocks that is standing in the way between Nongoma officials and citizens in terms of bringing service delivery to the people. The officials simply lack a plan for the development of Nongoma. They don't promote any industry nor invest in making things that will sell in either the domestic market or the global market. Clientelism and economic predation is the mindset of local officials because the intensity of pressure among the residents is dull. Therefore, they don't fear any consequences when they don't deliver. They enjoy the spoils of party loyalty from Nongoma people, which weakens the opposition and causes for there to be few checks and balances on their use of power. We as the Nongoma citizenry do not add value to the South African economy, as we take out more from the public purse than we put in. We don't have any interest whatsoever in moving up the value chain and contributing to the national GDP. But we can turn this around by drafting a policy that is welcoming, generous, and stable for FDIs. We need leaders that will introduce a system that does an honest assessment of our local capacity in terms of people that live in Nongoma, the skills they have, and the resources at our disposal. Such bureaucratic must be accompanied by performance targets as well. Such an assessment enables us to identify our competitive advantages. You need to designate some areas as industrial parks, as we have seen other regions from around the world. A majority of industries must be exempt from VAT, corporate taxes must be slashed. Basically, offer incentives that span many years to offset the logistics inefficiencies. Hold seminars and promotional campaigns for potential investors around the world. When FDIs and investors start rolling in, the quality of education and skills development must improve, because FDIs generally come with sophisticated technology. So if education hasn't improved, the locals will face difficulties in assimilating to high-tech industries. This also hinders local entrepreneurs from being integrated into the global value chains. Therefore, a proactive Nongoma municipality is one that will dismiss curricula that is out of date in our schools, while also addressing graduate unemployment. We must also use the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index and calculate how many days it takes for businesses to register their operations, making sure that the days are as few as possible. We need to improve the waste management and water quality and reduce traffic by installing traffic lights. Essentially, this requires a lot of thought to be applied to setting clear targets that will be in the best interest of the Nongoma people. We don't have time to waste.